Hi, as you can see the title below, this video is about Lilith in the 12th house. We finally made it in this whole Lilith journey. So obviously there's a lot more to Lilith than just the houses. I think the zodiac matters more to me personally. It tells you so much in depth with what it embodies, but aside from that, this is just the 12th house. I'll give a couple examples. It's gonna be a short video, but that's okay. Maybe you don't have much time. I don't, and I don't have much storage. So let's get right into it. Who is Lilith? Before anything, she is Adam's original first wife. She and Adam rose above from the same soil, the same ground, and became humans. They were meant to procreate. The problem here was that there was no polarity. They were both dominant, and she did not want to be submissive, and Adam wanted her to be submissive. He wanted to be the pants in the relationship, and it's deeper than that. I'm making it sound funny, but just like saying it in a very concise way. But he basically shamed her, banned her. He didn't think she fit as a wife, and she felt repressed for being herself. He then pulled out Eve out of his rib, and he got his perfect wife in his eyes. The thing that most people don't know is that Adam did like that sexual energy that Lilith does have. Lilith is a primal, instinctual energy, but very sexual at the same time. It's more on the lustier side. I don't want to make that conclusive because she's more than that, but definitely he liked that. He did not want to admit that, and hence why the blame went to Lilith, hence why women from the past history or feminine archetype were shamed for being promiscuous or sexual or anything of that sort. It's funny because the natural masculine does like that. They need a little lust, a little. I wouldn't say they have to eliminate it all to be a good person or anything. I'm getting a little off topic, but we're in the last episode of Lilith, and I feel like the masculine does need a little of that sexual energy. Whether you're a man or woman, whatever you identify, you can't really truly just eliminate and just be all good. We do have a dark side to all of us, including the bedroom. You are not going to be Miss Nice Girl, Nice Boy all the time. I think it's natural. I think it's okay. I also think that that's why we, as the feminine archetype, we're desired that way in a very fantasy way, but when it comes down to having a wife or the one, it comes more to the term of the social image of a light feminine, or it could be patriarchal. Whoever wants to be in the pants in the relationship. I don't know the context of every single thing out there in the world, but I definitely know there's big themes out there. So anyhow, let's move right into Lilith in the 12th house. So I am not giving a celebrity example, and the reason why is because whoever has this placement, if you're watching this and you have this is going to be so specific for you based on what zodiac you have and based on your personal chart. And the reason why I'm saying and pinpointing your specifics is because the 12th house is the unknown. So far that we know of is just a speck of the 12th house. We're just guessing at this point. We're thinking mental health, addiction, suffering, past lives, the consciousness, illusions, the talents, the creativity, the out of this world. It's so complex. It's probably the most complex house out of all the houses because it's right behind your first house. You can't really see what's behind you. It's like you're driving a car and there's a blind spot, and you can't even look back to look at that blind spot like you would driving a car. It's so mysterious that sometimes the 12th house has nothing to do with you, but sometimes it does, because we're all one, we're all connected. So we definitely affect each other in such massive ways. So let's explain about if you have this in the 12th house, Lilith in the 12th house. So Lilith here, this is my guess, me personally, from my research, but also from what I've seen in other people that has this placement. I actually knew one specific person that had this placement, and it is dark. It is darker than what I expected. So this is how it can manifest, and bear with me because there's so many layers to it. It could probably manifest in ways where people don't really see that dark side of your life, of who you are, of what you are repressing. Sometimes there is something that you're hiding or concealing that's dark, that has happened to you, that is still going on with you with your mental health, or something along the lines with your personal life. And some people might know this dark side of you if they get to the bedroom with you. Sometimes foreign lands rules this area. Sometimes it's God witnessing, or the universe witnessing you in this dark energy, this suffering, this really, I'm telling you, dark. It's dark. There's going to be things that people truly will never guess what you have gone through, or truly will never guess that is what you're experiencing in the current moment. And it's crazy because I'll give you kind of the example. I'll be a little vague about it, but with the person that I knew, till this day, no one really knows they have something really dark taking over their life. And this person probably has really intense dreams because of the intensity of how dark this experience is happening for that person. I know I sound vague, but let me explain. The person that I knew that had this placement, the only one that truly knew the closest to that darkest energy was probably me, but it's because I've gotten close to that person in the past. And I'm a Scorpio moon, so I can handle so much. Till this day, people don't know. I didn't know after years of how dark things were for that person. So it's such a heavy concealment. You're probably not going to want to tell specific or the public in general about this dark, heavy energy that is manifesting or has manifested in your life somehow, because it might not be your story to tell. Maybe it is your story to not tell to the public, and the reason why is just for your protection. Lilith here, it's weird because there's so much suffering in the 12th house. There's so much intense dreams. You never know what you're going to dream about. There's so much channeling, so much consciousness going on that it's so much to process. And I think with Lilith here, it's almost like the universe is trying to protect you, and it might feel isolating at times. It might feel like I just want to be heard, or I just want to be seen, or I'm scared to be seen because maybe not everyone will understand. But I definitely feel like the universe is protecting you. Perhaps you feel like this darkness is dormant in you. This also kind of gives me when you feel like you can't show that dark feminine or dark masculine energy, such as boundaries or that edginess that's hidden, so you kind of portray yourself. It's very strange, but maybe it's the universe protecting you by feeling like you can't show the side of yourself, or perhaps you feel disconnected from that dark energy that you may want to really dive deep into subconsciously. Of course, this is going to vary from person to person, and of course depending on the degrees that you have and sign and a lot of things in your chart. I do know with the 12th house is really crazy in the sense that it can be darkness. I know this sounds crazy, but kind of transferred from your past life that you experienced, that you're feeling subconsciously in this life. Sometimes it's generational. So when your mother was pregnant of you, if your biological mother, if you have a mother, the biological mother that had you in her wound might have experienced something during her pregnancy, and you were in the womb and really feeling that. And it's crazy because scientifically, your happiness, your sadness, a lot of traits come genetically. Being happy comes genetically. Believe it or not, if you are a melancholic person and you just don't know why, it's probably from your genes, from your past generational experiences, from literally your actual genes from your body. But it can go beyond that. Again, if you believe in past lives, it can go from there. Maybe you know someone that's very dear to you, a family member, a foreign person that you love, or who knows what the case is, but they are in that suffering and addiction and that intense darkness. So I do want to add that this is the house of hidden enemies. So anyone that you think is your bestie or comrade or coworker or anyone, even family members, they can be your hidden enemy without knowing. Look into the house ruler and try to connect the dots from there. Sometimes it's not the house ruler or the zodiac sign, but rather that they don't like those qualities about you or your hidden gifts. This house can also be about self-undoing. So you can have talents, but you can also try to unpeel a lot of things. So any zodiac sign here, all zodiac signs have a toxic trait, so maybe unpeel those toxic traits. So for example, Capricorn tends to be into hustle culture. Maybe it's time to let go of that from the past, or from that learning or subconscious learning from past life. That's just an example, but another topic can be hospitals. So you might have a really bad experience with hospitals. Maybe you were hospitalized, or you're scared of hospitals, or bad experiences from there. Maybe you know someone that you love that are always in hospitals. It's like really dark energy. It's mental health, but also sickness. Little similar to the sixth house, but it's more in a way where you kind of have to surrender, and you get in such a dark place that you get in touch with God or with yourself or something bigger than yourself overall. I tend to believe that people who go to their lowest find their spirituality, or the only way to find your spirituality sometimes is to go through the darkest places in life, and that is where you surrender to something higher than yourself. Keep in mind that everyone's story is going to be very, very complex and very different. I would definitely look into your degrees though with the Lilith placement. It will give you clues on a deeper level of what's going on. I definitely feel like the one person that's going to see the most dark, the darkest part of you, the most Lilith in you, is probably the people in the bedroom with you. I would be careful also with who you're sleeping with. It's okay, it's going to depend on what zodiac. So like, let's say you have a water sign here, you're going to be very sensitive to energies, and you have to be very cautious with who you let in literally your body. I'm not kidding, I kid you not, through sex. And with air signs, this is mental. This is the consciousness, the out of the world conscious. So I would definitely really take care of your mental health. Maybe you are not meant to express your dark energy, because darker energy, your hidden enemies are going to want to attack you and use that against you. There's so many different things. Also, if it was like a fire sign, this is giving me very combative energy. With Aries, maybe there was a very abusive past life of yours from the past while your mom was in the wound, or maybe that was a hidden part of your life that no one knows about, that you experienced. Maybe you don't remember what happened to you, and you kind of have lost memories. There's so many different things, and it's so complex. There's not really something that's pinpointed per se. So for example, if it's in the 10th house Lilith, you can kind of based on the zodiac and the placement in the area of your life, where the 10th house is the career, your ambition, where you're working. You can kind of lay out the roots of things, but when it comes to the 12th house, it's beyond the most complex thing I can describe. It's something that people will never really know, and sometimes you might not be in tune with your dark femme or dark masculine, and sometimes you need those boundaries. But perhaps you might be sensitive in a way where those are your gifts, and it feels like a curse. Sometimes it feels like a curse, but it could be your gifts at times. And the 12th house is so sensitive, it's so the unknown. Perhaps maybe you could lucid dream. Perhaps you can lucid dream in this life. Perhaps you can tap into the matrix, the glitches. Perhaps you can do things that most people can't necessarily tap into. I definitely feel like this is also the house of talents. I don't think it's just suffering. Yes, most of it is. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say like 98% of it. It's pretty intense. It's isolation. Heavy isolation. For Lilith here though, I would say let's say you have an earth sign in the 12th house. Being in nature is an isolation. Like, I'm not saying you have to be completely from away the whole community of the world, but go in nature where it's empty on a weekday. Recover your energy from there. Recover yourself from sleep. A lot of your sleep is going to tell you a lot about maybe your past lives, maybe your timeline in different areas of different timelines, literally. So yeah, there's so much to it. I wish I can tell you more. If you want to know more, you can comment down below, put, I don't know, whatever sign you have in Lilith, if you have it. And then if you have it natally, transitionally, or progressively, what's the difference before I leave? Natally is a blueprint. It's the whole theme of your life. Transitionally will last only 9 months. It can linger before and after. And progressively is a big chapter of your life, but it's not forever. That's the best way I can say it in a concise way. I'm going to end the video right here. I hope this helped. And if you resonate, go ahead and comment. If you don't, if you want to add anything, please do. And we made it to the last video of Lilith. Hopefully I'll be going into more depths with Lilith, but there's way too much information I want to disseminate. It would take me another like 10 years, I kid you not, because there's so much I want to help. I'm here to help anyone get to know thyself. That is why I'm doing these videos. And it's for fun. I love talking about astrology, but overall I feel like I can help anyone get to know themselves or others on a very deeper level. Okay, I love you. Take care. Bye.